Good morning, all. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Ken. Often when we speak at these conferences or have these type of seminars and events, we define ourselves or introduce ourselves in terms of what organisation we work for or what our job role is. And today I don't want to do that because I think today is not about where we come from or who we work for, but it's about our collective and shared passion and commitment for Rossendale. And I love our place, I love the valley, and I'm so grateful to live and to work here and be part of the community. Over the last few years, I've spent quite a lot of time thinking about leadership, how it's changing, what it means in 2020, and how a different type of leadership is going to be needed to improve our society. And to be honest, I really think there's a lot for us to improve. For one, I'm so fed up with old-fashioned leadership styles and structures. People and organisations trying to control situations and all the competitive positioning that goes on. I really think hierarchical leadership in that style is a thing of the past. We just don't need it anymore. Secondly, I'm really angry about the fact that in our society, despite the incredible resources that we have, that there are people who are hungry. People are unnecessarily unwell. People are losing loved ones prematurely, and there are so many people who are struggling through decades and decades of their life, suffering with long-term illnesses that are entirely preventable. I think it's so unfair that some of us are privileged to enjoy incredible opportunity and others are not. And much of that inequality can be determined by things that shouldn't matter, like where we live. The third thing, and this might be the accountant in me, I'm frustrated by the amount of resources that we waste purely on the fact that we aren't connected. We duplicate effort. We overlap when we don't need to. And the bottom line is that there are so many local organisations who are desperate for more resources, but the amount we waste collectively is huge. I'm convinced that the thing is going to solve and have the biggest impact on these three problems is a new form of leadership, a new approach to improving our place. Instead of hierarchical, self-interest leadership styles that we often see, we need something else, something that I'm calling a leaderful approach. Now, leaderful is a word that I thought I made up, and I thought it was really clever, but my daughter Googled it last night. It turns out it is a word. But by leaderful, I mean an approach where we acknowledge and embrace the fact that our place is full of leaders. An approach where everyone has equal value, everyone has a contribution to make. An approach where our collective influence is recognised far beyond our individual influence. And Samara has already brilliantly outlined this point already. To help explain what I mean by leaderful, an example might help. So I'm a bit of a geek and I quite enjoy puzzles, jigsaws. Now when you first tip a jigsaw out of the box, all you get is a jumbled up pile of pieces. It's confused, it's overlapped, the pieces are back to front. You have no way at all of really knowing what the picture is, and no one can enjoy it. However, every single piece is important and you can't discard any of them. Every piece is of equal value, and you only see the whole picture when you figure out how it all fits together. For me, this represents the art of leadership. The art of leadership is figuring out how everything fits. Now, puzzles in our house, at least, are a team effort. You have to work with each other and look at every piece and work out how as a team, how it all connects. There's some trial and error. There's some testing if pieces fit. There's turning them around. There's stopping with that piece and trying a different one. There's the flitting from, I'm working on this piece of the picture and now I'm going to try and do a bit of the picture over here. And that's much like leadership in our system. There's trial and error, there's stopping and starting, there's working on a piece and how it fits, and then there's working on a different area over here. But in the end, leadership is about working collectively to fit all the pieces together so that everyone can enjoy the beauty of the finished article in fairness and parity. And if you have a really good quality puzzle, what's interesting is that you can barely even see where one piece ends and another piece starts. It's seamless. So what does all this mean in practice? I'm not necessarily very good at any of this stuff. In fact, at times I go home and I think, I've got that so wrong today. But what I'm learning is that a modern place-based leadership style, a leaderful approach, means the following things. Number one, it means replacing command and control type behaviour and attitudes with connection and collaboration. It means rather than fighting over contracts and having transactional relationships where we try to win, we should try for gratitude and appreciation to be the currency that defines our relationships. It means worrying less about being seen to be leading in our organisations. It means getting away from facts and figures and getting back to the powerful art of storytelling that creates feelings of unity and a deeper sense of understanding about what's really important. Number 5, it means that being an enthusiastic follower is a critical part of being a good leader. It's defined by compassion and kindness. Kindness should always be the measure that we hold ourselves against. No one has ever responded better to being controlled or pushed or rebuked or told than they would have responded to kindness. Number 7, authenticity is key. We have to strive to be genuine. We need to be open about our fears and our concerns and to ask for help. A leaderful approach recognises vulnerability as a strength, not a weakness. It acknowledges fear and uncertainty. In essence, a leaderful approach sees and embraces the human in all of us. Number 8, it means having the courage to embrace failure and to learn from it. We have to be prepared to fail, and we have to create the space for each other in terms of policy and process. We have to take risks and be creative. I'm a firm believer that frameworks, processes and policy is where innovation goes to die. We can never solve today's problems by following the rules that created the problems in the first place. A leaderful approach recognises that change happens as we build one-to-one relationships rather than one-to-many. And the final and perhaps most important thing is we have to learn to listen to people. Not just colleagues and co-workers, not just family and friends. We have to really learn how to effectively talk to and listen to communities. I think local people are sick and tired of being surveyed and consulted. People want to be heard, and we need to listen. In closing, there's a famous quote that goes something like this: I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. I've been moved and inspired as I've seen and learned from so many of you who are already leading in this style and in this way. I've gained so much energy and motivation from seeing you and joining in with you as we seek to right the wrongs in our place and bring a greater sense of collective happiness to communities in Rossendale. I want to thank you for all that you do to lead me. I look forward to continuing to connect and learn together as we move forward. Together we can connect the jigsaw, we can put the pieces together, and we can share our resources more effectively. We can appreciate each other and create a happier, healthier and fairer Rossendale together.